Arin Sime, founder and CEO at WebRTCventures here in Paris, France. Just finished up the TADSummit here, which great conference. If you're not familiar with it, look up TADSummit and TAD Hack events put on by Alan Quayle. The TAD part is telecom application developers. So if you live at the intersection between programmable APIs, telecoms, web communications development, which we do at WebRTCventures, then it's a great set of hackathons globally to check out, and the TAD Summits annually that are a great opportunity to really do some networking with peers and learn from them about what's going on in the industry. So thanks to Alan for putting on this event. This was hosted this year in Paris by Capgemini, right on the river scene. Really nice balcony to have in that building that we were able to enjoy the view from on breaks in between what were a lot of really interesting sessions. Definitely been enjoying my time here in Paris. I'm here with my wife Lauren. We're seeing all of the typical sights, of course. I'm excited to go see a Paris Saint-Germain football match tomorrow against Racing Strasbourg, and we'll see Versailles, and we've been to the Louvre and the Eiffel Tower in the rain, but still awesome. So yeah, really nice trip just from a tourist perspective, but I also enjoy whenever I'm traveling for one of these conferences, just kind of imagining myself kind of living there. It's kind of fun commuting on the train and imagining that this is what it's like to commute in Paris. But getting back to the conference, a lot of great stuff there. We hosted a happy hour last night. It was sponsored that. Alan did all the work, but we sponsored the drinks, and we're happy to do that. That was really fun, and lots of great presentations. I moderated a panel discussion yesterday on AI in voice and video applications. Had some really excellent panels on that. Really grateful for the expertise they shared with us. And then today I also did a presentation on sharing some of our lessons learned and how we are doing managed support around WebRTC and communication applications. It's definitely some different aspects there than supporting typical web apps. So talked about that in my presentation. In our panel discussion, one of the takeaways I had from what the panelists said was of the importance of the context in how much AI you want to integrate into your video, into your comms application. You shouldn't automatically just throw in every golden plate, every feature you could think of with LLMs and AIs. It's complicated, it's expensive, but it does add a lot of power if you use it wisely. So we're excited to be doing more of that work at WebRTCventures. One of the panelists, Paul Sweeney from Webio, he also gave a presentation today. One of the things I liked from that presentation, he talked about the whole ecosystem around LLM ops, LLM AI DevOps, and if you're going to build like a custom model, how much you have to do around that, or even integrating someone else's model and using it in your application. There's a lot to do there, which for me kind of emphasizes how we talk about the impact AI will have on jobs and things like that, but it also is going to create a tremendous amount of opportunities and jobs. So we're excited to work with more of that technology ourselves at WebRTCventures. And so anyways, that's kind of the quick update from here, but I also want to share some comments from a couple of our other panelists, people I spoke with. So Peter from Private AI joined us for the panel discussion. Really interesting comments he's going to share with us here, as well as Lorenzo Miniero from Janus and Miyako will also give us a little bit update to close out this video. All right, I'm at TADSummit in Paris with Peter Luchins from Private AI. Peter, tell us a little bit more about what you do at Private AI. First of all, thank you for being on the panel discussion we have today. I really appreciated that. But want to make sure we hear a little bit more about what Private AI does and any tips you have for our viewers.
Yeah, thanks. It was great to be on the panel today. Thanks for having me. So my name's Peter. I'm the co-founder and CTO of Private AI. And as you might imagine, we're a privacy company. What we're focused on is building AI-powered, and by AI I mean transformer model-powered data redaction. We're primarily focused on text, but we do audio as well, and I guess we're really focused on finding things like names, credit card numbers, phone numbers, email addresses, SSNs, all that kind of stuff in the type of output you would get from an ASR system. We're one of the major players in the space with companies like Deepgram and Assembly, for example, using our system. We also focus a lot on chatbots and ChatGPT type applications. And we've also built a system where you can actually redact all the PI from prompts before it goes to ChatGPT. So all ChatGPT sees is anonymous data that can't be linked back to a user, and our system will also put it back in on the response. So it's a seamless user experience without all the sensitive information actually leaving your system. Always happy to talk if that's of interest. One thing I just want to, piece of advice and would like to give everyone is that if you're using generative AI applications, OpenAI was of course a lot in the news earlier this year for data privacy concerns. So those have largely been resolved, but one thing that remains a very big open question is if you're actually fine-tuning these models. So like OpenAI just released the ability to fine-tune models, you need to be very careful with whatever data that's going in there, because anything that feeds in at training time is very likely to pop out when someone's using that model, like as a chatbot, for example. So just keep that in mind. Anything you put in will come out at some stage. So data anonymization, of course, is a very good preventative measure here. But also controls and systems are also important. So just keep that in mind. And
excellent.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much, Peter.
Great to be on the panel today and attend the event.
We really enjoyed it. Lorenzo Miniero from Meet Echo and Janus. Thanks again for being on the panel today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me there. I was really happy to do that.
Yeah, it's always great to see you. It's been a few years since I have seen you in person. Maybe just what's going on with Janus these days? What's the latest news there?
I know we've been working on some exciting stuff, and in particular we started to invest a bit more on AI and ML recently. Especially we've worked a lot on transcriptions within the context of our remote participation software. So we have a hybrid event meeting, a hybrid platform for events, and we started working a lot on transcriptions exactly to make it easier for people that are both local and remote to follow these events. And this was particularly useful in the meeting that happened in Japan, which is when we first launched it, because in that event there was a lot of people from Asia attending the event in person as well, and they can sometimes struggle a bit with many of the different accents that are there, and having access to a transcription, a live transcription that would be there both for local people and remote people, actually made it much easier for them to follow the proceedings and whatever was happening. So we started investing a lot on that. Initially relying on some cloud offerings, but we've started working on Whisper AI, for instance, for to do some other cool things. And we started to also look into other potential AI and ML possibilities when they come with respect to WebRTC, because WebRTC can open the doors to a lot of possibilities there. So having access to real-time audio and video feeds, and make those feeds available to a component that may know nothing about WebRTC but may be very well suited to work with audio and video streams to extract valuable information or process information somehow, can actually be invaluable in several use cases. And we plan to start looking into this more, because we've worked with some companies in the past on stuff like sentiment analysis or proctoring or many different kind of use cases that may involve video as well rather than just audio. And so now that these technologies are becoming much more accessible to everybody, it becomes a unique opportunity to start be a bit more creative about this as well, also from our own side, and not just from the perspective of companies getting in touch with us to try and use WebRTC for something that they're interested in.
Awesome. Thanks, Lorenzo. And we're at TADSummit in Paris today, but I think you were telling me earlier too, there may be a Janus conference next year in 2024, or perhaps in Italy again. Anything you can share about that yet?
Yeah, we just announced it last week actually at another event, and it's going to happen at the end of April, so 29 and 30 of April in Naples. It's going to be pretty much in the same location as we had the first JanusCon 5 years ago, and at the time we really wanted to do one every year, but then of course we know that we know what happens and things changed and so on, but now we finally found the time to actually organize it. So we are really in the early stages now, but The venue is secured, and now we just need to come up with a few ideas for sponsorship opportunities, pricing plans. Of course, we'll release a call for papers soon, because that's the main idea for the event. We want to know how people use Janus and WebRTC to do cool things, and we want people using Janus and WebRTC to be there and talk to each other and be in the same room in a really gorgeous venue, because Naples in late spring is really a sight to behold. So I really hope that people will appreciate the location at the very least and come and join us.
Absolutely. Well, I hope to see you there. Thanks so much.
Hopefully.
All right, thanks for joining me for that video update from the TADSummit conference here in Paris. If you want to learn more about our work, check us out at WebRTC.Ventures. You can also go to our YouTube channel and see the WebRTC Live playlist there, recording the panel discussion that we had yesterday. And you can see recordings of all of the TADSummit talks. Alan will put those up on his YouTube channel. Just go to TADSummit and you'll find that. So again, thanks for joining us here. I'll next be at the AWS reInvent conference in Las Vegas in November. So if you're going to be there, definitely drop me a line. I'd love to meet up with you and talk more about building live video communication applications. So from Paris, Santé.